Here's every trade for my Topstep 50K evaluation that I was able to pass in just 2 days on 7 total trades. And it took me about 10 minutes to do it, okay, combined each day. Now, a couple takeaways as you watch the video is number one, Topstep has a consistency rule inside their evaluation, not in their performance accounts, very important, but inside their evaluation. So the goal in this account is to make $3,000. The consistency rule is 50%, which means I can't make more than $1,500 in any single day because it violates that rule. Okay, so I had to basically check my P&L after every trade to figure out where I'm at and how much more do I need in order to actually pass. And so the last trade of the evaluation, I think I needed like, I don't know, maybe $100 or so. Maybe it was less than that. And we got it really quick. It's like a 10-second trade is really fast. But that's very important to understand because if I go over that, then I basically have to trade a third day to pass it. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is that I traded 5 contracts on every trade. Now, I don't like spending all day in evaluation land. What that means is I don't want to spend a week or 2 weeks trying to pass a simple eval when it really shouldn't take me longer than a day or two to get this done. Now, what that means specifically is that I traded all 5 contracts, which is the most I could use for Topstep. Every firm has a different limit, but Topstep has 5. Now, I don't recommend doing this because Topstep has a intraday drawdown of $1,000, which can be troublesome if you're trading with 5 contracts. It's very easy to hit. It doesn't take a big move for that to happen, okay? So I don't recommend anybody really doing that unless a couple things are true. One is you believe in your system, you understand your setups, and you wait for those setups, and then you enter them properly. That occurred on all 7 of those trades, which allowed me to be safe and not really worry about losing a ton of money at any point in the day. I think the second trade I was down $600, but we just made 1,000, so it wasn't a big deal. Okay, so those are all things I want you to keep in mind as you're watching. If you have questions about which prop firms you should use, or how to pass certain evaluations, or how much to leverage, or even inside your performance accounts, like how much money should you be risking per trade, like those are conversations I'd love to have with you. So enjoy this video and let me know what other content you want to see and hear from me on, and we'll go from there. See you inside. Here's $1,500 in just over 3 minutes trading inside of my Topstep evaluation account. Now, inside of the Topstep evaluation account, you can't make more than half of your daily goal or half of the account goal. So it's a 50K account, can't make more than $1,500, and so that's where I cap it. Now, we had a very solid move here. Price basically just started pushing down, and we wanted to be a part of that. Now, I bumped up my risk to 5 contracts inside of evals. I want to take the least amount of trades possible in order to hit that goal. Okay, so if it's on Apex, I'm going to lever up a little bit depending on what the drawdown can be. If it's on Topstep, then I'll lever up to get what I can get, knowing I can only make about 50% of those profits. Now, this trade was very straightforward. Price rolls up, it barely touches our entry zone there, our sell zone. I miss it by about 1.5 points, maybe 2 points, but we are basically in profit the entire time. So candle number 1, trade number 1 ends up being about $1,000 of profit. So really good trade here. Probably could have captured a little more, but super solid. I was going to check my P&L, but the very next candle opens and it does exactly the same thing. It rolls up just enough in order for me to get a solid entry. Now, my entry was a little bit too soon. No way for me to know that in real time. Couple things here. I ended up being down about $600 on this specific candle before turning to profit, about $200 or so. So, really nice trade here, but the risk reward wasn't maybe in line. The reason I'm okay rolling with price 625, I think it was the max, right? The reason I'm okay with that is I just made $1,000. Right, so my total risk reward on this thing was not bad. My drawdown was pretty low altogether, but I just made 1,000, and so my account was like this. Then if I lose, let's say I lose $800, I'm not going to blow a $1,000 trade with $1,000 loss. You can see we're up $1,200 on this eval so far. We're going to get to 1,500 here in just a second. But if if my account looks like this, up 1,000, we're in an eval, and then it drops down, as long as my loss isn't more than my previous win, then I'm okay with these huge ups, big downs, huge ups, these big downs, and my account's going to look like this. As long as it's trending up in the right direction, I don't really mind too much. And so that was the point there is if I'm down 625, I just made $1,000. I'm not ultra worried about a big drawdown on that candle. So we missed this candle here. I wasn't aggressive enough to get this trade. I should have been. The price did the exact thing that I had just done. It rolled up, touched our zone, and pulled back. And so not the greatest there, but we had a chance, we didn't get it. Now, the other thing you have to keep in mind, and this is what I'm keeping in mind here, is I can't go over that $1,500 or 50% rule, right? So what ends up happening in this account actually is we're going to get it on the next candle. I'm going to catch another like $300 trade or so, and I'm going to have to I won't show it in the video, but I don't want to go over that rule, so I have to quickly in and out trade a few times to basically let those commissions stack up to push me under that. I was over 1,500 bucks. So price rolls up here, really solid trade here. This one we nailed. And then price it falls right in our favor. We get to 275. Ended up being about 300 bucks on that trade. So really good. And we're at 1537 for this trade. So really good one. I was excited to see that. All right, I'm gonna finish off this Topstep eval in about 3 minutes. So I'm looking for about $1,500 of profit here in these couple of trades, and we get it on basically one move. So we have price run out of the channel really quick here, and textbook setup here. Price runs out, it pulls back, we enter on the pullback, and we get a tremendous fill, which doesn't always happen on TradingView, so I was excited about that. We ended up making on this trade about $1,000. I think it was like $1,100, but after all of the commissions, ends up being $1,053, I believe. So really good start to the day. Again, we're just looking for $1,500. Now, because my first trade was over $1,000, I ended up taking 4 trades, I think. The next couple are smaller because I don't want to go way over my profit goal and have to trade another day to make some money. So what we have is price really pull back, and I basically called the market's bluff here. We get deep inside of our buy zone there, and we get a wonderful trade, make about 200 bucks on that one. Then that's in that same spot, price is kind of sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well, it's either gonna dive deep into the channel again, or it's gonna hover and then reverse back up. And I'm really only looking for 300 bucks at this point. And so we end up getting about 2 and change on this move as price basically hovers and then pops right above our entry here. So we get that one, we close that one out, and that was a really good trade. So that puts us at what, 1485, I think, for the day, which I'm just shy of that $3,000 goal. And so I actually have to trade one more time. So then close that one out, and then we basically get price to reverse back up again, and I get the same trade just like 2 minutes later. Price rolls out of the channel, it flies up, we get a pullback, and because I only needed a little bit of profit there, this trade was really quick. So total was at 1564 after all commissions. That passes our eval in a total of 4 trades here and then 3 trades yesterday. Really good.